Hey everyone, my name is Alex, and today with me I've got
Jamie.
Yeah, and today we are reviewing Bioshock Infinite, Burial at Sea, Temple of Doom,
The aliens in the attic.
The Revenge, and can you tell me the story of this game, because I can't remember. I mean this part.
Well, spoilers. Skip to like a little bit forward. You were.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but it's like the whole story. You're playing as Elizabeth in Rapture, trying to save a little girl. There you go.
And that's the story.
Yeah.
Like, there's part 2. Like, you're not going to be listening to the review, like, part 2 if you haven't played part 1, or...
Yeah.
You know. So it's, yeah, Bioshock Infinite, basically. DLC.
With a big old twist, though. It's stealth.
Yeah, which is my favourite part of this whole DLC, really.
Yeah, the stealth is actually well, put in.
Now let's get this out of the way. Do you prefer episode 1 or episode 2?
Episode 2.
Do you?
Yeah, by far. It's longer. It's got more content.
You can sort of think of moments in your head, like, if someone asked you, Burial at Sea episode 2, like, you have something that would come to your mind straight away, but if you said episode 1...
It's pretty much just the ending, because that's like the big
old shocker. Yeah, it wouldn't even be that for me. It would just be like, oh, I remember this area where stuff happened, but... So, yeah, you can't really go into the story without spoiling everything, because that's Ken Levine's way of telling stories.
Yeah.
And what did you think of the story?
I really liked it.
Yeah?
And after playing Bioshock 1, which is... if you play Bioshock 1, get this game.
Yeah, because I haven't played Bioshock 1, and you have.
Yeah.
So I think it wasn't as good for me, but I liked the way the storytelling worked in this one over Infinite and episode 1.
It was less rushed, I think.
Yeah.
Just the storytelling, not the gameplay or anything, just
the
way they put forward.
It reminded me of the way Valve sort of tell their stories, you know, the way that it never sort of goes into it's all from your view, like, the whole time.
And it never stops you and,
yeah, it doesn't
you
break
always
away.
Pretty much have control.
Yeah, and, can look around and stuff. But, yeah, so let's talk about the gameplay then. They've changed it to be more stealth-focused.
Yeah. So you have, a crossbow with 3, variations in ammo type. You have, one that makes noise, one that, sleeping gas, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just the normal, stealth dart.
The whole stealth thing makes so much more sense to me, over episode 1 and even Infinite. The whole game should have been based around this whole stealth thing, I reckon, to begin with. Don't you think?
It definitely suits Rapture.
Because, the way they tell the story, yeah, it fits Rapture very well, but the way they tell the story, when they have sort of intimate moments, when you suddenly go to mass murdering people in the most grotesque and violent way imaginable, it sort of takes something away from it. But when it's stealth-focused, you don't actually have to kill anyone if you don't want to.
Yeah, there's actually a difficulty where you literally can't kill anyone.
Well, you can only take them out with stealth.
Yeah. Well, you only have non-lethal weapons.
Yeah. And there's this really cool area. It's sort of like the hub of the DLC
well, it's like the main place you
for
go.
What would you say, a third, 2/3 of the DLC? There's this sort of hub world where everything sort of branches off from, where there's a big daddy walking around and you can't hurt it, so you have to avoid it.
Yeah,
which I thought was really
and you
cool.
can use possession on it to kill.
Can you do it?
I
didn't actually.
Yeah,
do that.
I didn't do it, but I saw a video.
They added one new weapon, wasn't it? The bow, the crossbow.
And there's that microwave gun from the first.
That's
one,
from the first episode, though.
Yeah,
and they added a couple new vigors as well, which are the plasmid sort of powers.
Yeah, well, they're plasmids in this.
Oh yeah, they are plasmids. So that is one thing I did actually really like the way.
Yeah, that was really clever.
Is it spoilers to say you sort of go back to...
They mention it in Bioshock Infinite in the audio recordings.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Harry Potter, I think it's the third one, where they go back in time and see themselves doing stuff, because you do that in this game. That was my favourite part of the way they did all this, because you're going back to, what's it called, the sky place again?
Columbia,
yeah. Yeah, you go back to Columbia, which was a smart move, because they can reuse assets from Bioshock Infinite, hence making the DLC a bit longer. I mean, is it longer than episode 1?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to finish this?
God, it was.
I know exactly how long it took
quite
me.
a few hours.
It took me 2 hours 50 minutes. Exactly.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it took me longer than that.
I did. Yeah, I was sort of speeding through it because I was recording the whole thing and I didn't want to make it too long.
All right.
But yeah, I did a lot of things. Did a side quest or something.
It's definitely longer though. The first one, if you wanted, you could probably complete it in like half an hour if you really wanted.
Yeah, I found that this one wasn't quite as difficult as the first episode because the first episode they take away all your ammo in the first one, so you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But in this one, you can actually stealth your way through it, but I think you accidentally turned your difficulty up or something because you were dying a lot. I came and saw you playing part of it, and you were like being owned by whatever enemy it was.
Those teleporting dudes.
I didn't have much trouble difficulty-wise, but of course there's the added difficulty and everything.
It just might have been because I'm used to playing Bioshock a bit more than you, so it's sort of a shock to the system. Shock,
it's been a while
pun
since
intended.
But
so I'm used to playing Bioshock 1 and Infinite, where you just sort of run and gun.
Yeah.
But in this, you got to be pretty clever.
I thought like the sound design was also really good.
Yeah, really
especially because I really like the noise like the Big Daddy makes.
Yeah,
that makes it really
it's the freakiest thing.
And there's like a jump scare at the beginning, which is pretty good. Do you remember? Where you know when they're in France and stuff.
Yeah, I love that part. It's like Disneyland.
Yeah, I thought that was like pushing it a bit far when that fucking bird landed on the thing and started singing. I was like, what the hell is this? Is this a dream or what? And this, okay, whatever.
I love that.
But yeah, sound design's really good. Graphics are, the Bioshock Infinite standards, if not a little bit better, I'd say.
Yeah, because they don't have to like focus on the big old backdrops.
They can play around with lighting as well when they're in Rapture, because it's all underwater.
It's a good looking game.
Yes, like good as Infinite, if not a little bit better, because it's more refined and in a smaller sort of area. And I guess it's replayable as well.
Yeah, there's the Vox phones or
got your new achievements. You got your difficulties, audio logs, all that sort of junk.
Yeah, and you just might want to go back to Rapture because it's flipping awesome.
Yeah, I'll probably play it again
through
at least once more to finish off all the stuff I didn't do and sort of take my time with it a bit more. But yeah, so
it's definitely like a fan service to the Bioshock players.
Like, if I had to say anything like bad about it, it's that I feel like the way Ken Levine likes to tell stories is quite, I don't know, it's a lot of explanation in a short amount of time. So it's quite overwhelming at points, especially for someone like me who hasn't played the first Bioshock, so I don't know these characters. And it's like, okay, I have no idea what's going on. Like, if someone asked me to explain the story of this DLC, apart from the fact that you're playing as Elizabeth and trying to rescue the girlie, I don't think I could say, like, what all the ending reveal.
I really like the ending.
Yeah,
that reveal.
I can't actually remember it. I played it 2 days ago and I can't remember what the ending is. I mean, is that a failure for that to be the case? Like,
you'd definitely, if you'd have played the first one, it would resonate.
Problem is, I know everything that happened in the first Bioshock, so yeah, I don't know. It's probably more an insular sort of problem for me personally.
I'd sort of agree though, because Ken Levine, I think he likes people to ask him what things meant.
Yeah,
like, he wants to be really clever, and he is really clever because he's really good at writing. But
it's like the first time I finished the main game, Bioshock Infinite, I was like, "What was that? I have no idea what just happened. Like, what is happening?" Like, so I was kind of like frustrated and angry, and I had no idea what the story was. But then after playing it a second time, I appreciated it a lot more and actually knew what was going on.
You sort of you can't overthink it.
It's like you do that thing after you finish a game like this. Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea, Episode 2, explained. And then there'll be like a forum, and it's like, okay, that's what it meant. Yeah. Maybe it should have been clearer in the game, but whatever.
You could argue that it's best to have a simpler story that you don't have to... It's a story that you think about, not because you don't have a clue what happened, but because it's...
Yeah.
Like, say, The Last of Us story.
Yeah,
just because
The Last of Us stuck with me for a long time because it was all about characters and the way they related with each other. But this is a little bit more sort of convoluted, and
The characters are good though.
Yeah, yeah. So in the end, then, what do you reckon?
It's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I reckon now that all the DLC's out, it's a really nice package.
Yeah,
Bioshock
I'd
Infinite
definitely say if you thought the first one wasn't worth the money, this one justifies.
DLC.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean,
buy the
together
first
that's
one.
like 6-7 hours of DLC.
And if you actually get the season pass, you get the first one with a discount off the first episode and Clash in the Clouds.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. That's a lot of content.
So it's a nice package now. So if you've been on the fence, now's the perfect time to get Infinite for cheap and the season pass, and you got a whole bunch of bloody gameplay hours there. So do you want to give it a score? Like, I'm sort of in the mind of just fuck scores. Just like,
well,
fuck it.
I'd say it's worth buying.
Yeah, just fucking buy it if you're interested. Like, because people, like, you give it a score, and then people only focus on the score, and they don't listen to the, like, 10 minutes before what you were saying. Like, oh, you gave it a 4 or whatever, and you gave this other thing a 5, so obviously this is worse than it, but fuck that, no. If you're a Bioshock fan, if you liked Infinite, definitely play it. If you like the first episode, definitely play it, buy it, whatever. If you have the season pass, you've already got the season pass, so go fucking play it. What are you doing listening to this? So yeah.
Yeah, buy it, play it.
Buy it, play it.
Have fun.
Yeah. The end.